At various points I was just like, this is falling apart. Like, I don't have faith in myself, my college don't have faith in me, like, what am I gonna do? Hi guys, my name is Nitu. I'm a second year English language and literature student at Oxford University, and I'm from East London. This is weird because I haven't done a video in a long time, so I feel a bit, got a chada cup, which is also known as a cup of Indian tea, or chai, and yeah, I'm prepared to do the video. So I got home on Saturday, today is Friday, and I haven't left my house. I just have not left my house.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Yeah, it's all a bit techie. Anyway, so yeah, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing okay. This is a kind of freaky time. I am going to be uploading a video that will be addressing what's going on at the moment, but just briefly, it will be okay, things will be okay. I know a lot of students are very stressed because of their exams, because of coursework, because of revision, the thought of doing like exams online, the thought of doing exams away from, away from school, away from uni, the thought of not going back to uni. Like, it's all very stressful, and I promise you I have been feeling stressed as well. It's upsetting, but it will be okay. Anyway, I will do a video on that to address what's happening. And whatever will happen, our governments, the bodies that are there to protect us, will sort it out and they will help us and protect us. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they will do it. So, today I'm gonna be talking about how my previous term went. And there's a lot of cars, bro, and they're just being rude. So Michaelmas term, which was the first term of my second year, was very different to my second term of second year, because in the first term, and as some of you will know, I mean, I've made a video on this. I'll put it somewhere here so that you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was very different. I was very isolated, I was very unhappy, I was depressed. So this term was quite hard because it was an Oxford term, which means it's hard anyway. It means that, you've got 2 deadlines a week, you've got 2 essays to produce every single week for 8 weeks. But it was also hard because I hadn't done it in a while. The last time I'd done it was at the end of first year, and then we have this long summer holiday. So my second term, I needed to catch up, I needed to yard, now there's a helicopter. I had to kind of learn how to do Oxford again, which was exhausting. It was so tiring. I had to learn how to be okay by myself, I had to learn to be independent, get back into the rhythm of things. I had to really build my confidence again. I had to prove to myself that I can do this, that I belong at Oxford, that I can do the work, I can manage it, I can, do the things that I used to do in first year and be normal again. And that was what this term was about. It was about being normal again, and that's a huge thing. So this term, there was a lot of catching up to do, a lot of proving. I had to prove a lot to myself, prove a lot to my college, who were like, mate, you haven't done work in time. We can't let you continue. Now that all the rambly stuff is done, I'm going to go through a few sections. So I'm going to start off with my academics. Last term was quite a jump up. We did Renaissance literature. A lot of it was poetry, epic poems, stuff like that. I like poetry a lot, and I like that period. I knew quite a lot about it before I went into that paper. Even though it was a rubbish term, even though I didn't do a lot of work, I still enjoyed it. This term, it was a step up, so we did like restoration stuff. So we did literature from like the 17th century, and it was bloody hard. It was just hard. Like, that's all I can say. A lot of the time we forget that, yeah, we're like, oh, first year's hard, and we're like, second year's going to be harder, third year's going to be harder. But actually, I feel like there's a jump in between the terms. Maybe it's just at Oxford, because we do it in a kind of chronological order. In second year, we go through the whole of literature from like Middle English all the way up to Shakespeare. So we span a long time. Obviously, there's a lot of other factors that would have affected that, like recovering mental health issues, emotional well-being, trying to get back into a routine, all stuff like that made it hard. But yeah, I found it hard. Middle English, because of the amount of pressure I was under to produce good work regularly, I really forced myself to fall in love with Middle English, it was just hard because it's dead. So my 2 papers this term were Middle English and the Restoration period, which is basically old stuff. All of it was old, dead, white stuff, which is fine, but it just means that it's a lot harder to connect to it, it's a lot harder to enjoy it. But I can say that, I enjoyed it. I can say that I still love my course. It's not that I had, a really, really challenging term, which required a lot of growth, a lot of like self-improvement, a lot of kind of independence. Like, yeah, I did all of that, but I still managed to enjoy my course, which is great, because that does mean that this is the right degree for me. And I think sometimes we can forget, and sometimes we can, wonder, is this the right thing for me? Am I still enjoying it? It's been all this time and I've dedicated so much of my life to this. Am I still enjoying it? Do I still feel the passion? Yeah, I do. I definitely do. And I'm excited for next time's content. Obviously, it's looking techie because there's bare stuff to read, but we'll see what happens. So in terms of academics, it was a jump up. So in first term of second year, we had 1 essay a week. In second term of second year, we had roughly 2 essays a week. One essay is 2,500 to 3,000 words, and the other essay was 1,500 to 2,000 words. So I was producing about 5,000 words every week, including lots and lots of reading as well. So yeah, I think the restoration period is cool. It's interesting. There was bare stuff that I just didn't know, didn't understand, a lot of names that I'd heard of. This term was definitely about recovery, and sometimes recovery is a lot harder than actually going through any health issues itself, because the recovery requires a lot of strength. It requires you to go from that kind of abnormal, weak, fragile state that you're in to the best version of yourself, and getting there is really hard. And I'm still getting there. There are moments where you have, moments of anxiety or moments where you feel low, and you got to pick yourself up. So yeah, my health, mental health wise, it was a lot better this term. Even though there was a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, it wasn't me, it wasn't the sadness in the way that I'd experienced it in my first term. It was a lot different. It was just a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, which meant that it was hard, but at the same time, it wasn't, just thank God it just wasn't in the way that it was in first term. I managed to socialise a lot more. I managed to by the end of it, I managed to kind of let go a bit and just allow myself to just be. And it sounds really cheesy, but I feel and I think a lot of us are like this. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves. The backgrounds we come from mean we have to put a lot of pressure on ourselves because it motivates us. Nothing else can. We have to keep going and going and going and going, and sometimes it's I'm going to keep going at any cost. But this time, I did that a lot, but towards the end I really tried to just let go a bit and just be. Another thing that I was going to address is friends and relationships. I think it's an important one. I think this time I learned a lot about friendship again, and I think you always do. You learn it. And it's only because I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about what I want and don't want anymore. And I think this term I tried my best to prioritize myself, my sanity and my happiness. And sometimes, some of your friends allow you to do that. Sometimes friends don't understand, or sometimes they don't allow you to do that. Sometimes people are confused because they're but you're always around, but you're always socializing. But I think a lot of this term I just kind of went to the library and tried to get work done and knuckle down. And I just spent time with people who made me feel happy and made me feel good about myself. And yeah, because I learned so much about myself, because I learned so much about how I function, I learned so much about what's good for me in recovery mode, what helps me keep going, what motivates me. A lot of the motivation, a lot of the strength, the passion, the stuff that kept me going was my society and working with the people in my society, because they're amazing people, amazing to work with, get the job done. And it was a successful term. We organised the club night that people loved, we organised the showcase that people loved, and that really kept me going and it kept my spirits high, even while I was thinking this degree of mine is falling apart. At various points I was just this is falling apart. I don't have faith in myself, my college don't have faith in me, what am I going to do? It's so important to recognise that Oxford, or whatever your uni is, whatever academic system you're in, but for me it is Oxford, that Oxford is a bubble, and these essays are arbitrary and they don't actually mean much. Don't kill yourself over deadlines, but at the same time it's also important to recognise that you need to keep going and you need to sustain that energy. And I think that's where it gets hard. In second year, you have to keep the momentum going from your first day of first year, where you came in, you're mad, I'm in big Oxford, I got this offer, I'm in this place, I belong here. All of that excitement that you had, you've got to keep it going, and I think it's so hard to sustain that sometimes. So yeah, what I would say about this term in kind of summary is that it was a term of growth. It was about strength and strength building, which meant that it was exhausting, but it also meant that I realised what my potential is, and I realised why I'm at Oxford. And I think after my first term of second year, I really forgot about why I'm there and why they picked me and why this is my journey, and all these big questions about, you know, what am I from, you know, small girl from Hackney, small girl from East London. What am I doing at big Oxford? I'm there to do great things, and I'm there to keep going, and I'm there to be strong, and that's a huge, and you know, that is quite a macro way of looking at things, and it makes you think that it's a huge responsibility of yours to kind of keep going, but also like it's a massive privilege to be there. As messed up as that place is, as messed up as its history is, the institution itself, the way they handle mental health, the way they handle, you know, minority students, you know, they're trying, they're improving, but it is still a long, they've still got a long way to go. So like, as much as all of that is an issue, at the same time it's a massive privilege to be there, and I'm there because I love my subject, I'm there because I'm good at it, to realise that and to really prove to myself that I can do it. And it was that as well, like, Nitu, you can do it, Nitu, just move on to the next essay, you got this, you got this, you got this. And that was it, that was getting me through term, this kind of pressure, I guess. And sometimes it's healthy, sometimes it's not, and it's about finding the right balance. But yeah, I would say that, you know, this term was, it was a crucial one, because it could have gone left. It really could have gone left. It could have gone in a very, very different way to what it has been. It could have ended with me potentially not being at Oxford. It could have ended with me potentially leaving, whether that be out of choice or not. There were points in December after my first term where I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. I'm calm. I'm staying at home. I'm chilling. It's about building that momentum. It's about keeping going. It's about keep going. It's about keeping going. I don't know. I'm gonna insert like a little montage somewhere of kind of how the term went, just to give you a few snippets of things. I didn't film a lot this term, obviously, because it was a very busy one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, please share with people who care about this stuff. Please share with people who might relate, who might have been going through similar things at some point in their academic career, whether that be at school, whether that be at sixth form, college, whatever it is, a diploma that they're doing, uni, whatever, apprenticeship, I don't know. One more thing, please let me know what kind of content you want. Please comment below, please message me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, I'll put my handle somewhere. I've seen quite a few comments saying like basically a lot to do with the application process. I'll definitely do that stuff. I will show you guys my personal statement, especially for those of you in year 12 who might be thinking, mad, I need to write a personal statement. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. In the meantime, I hope you're doing okay. Don't panic too much. It will be okay. It will be okay. Okay, bye! It's 4:30 a.m. It is 4:17 a.m. So we're back at the desk.
Today we're at halfway home, which means it marks the half day of my degree.
Alright, let's finish this essay.
What happened? Are you sad?
I'm not sad.
How does it need to?
It's fantastic. I don't really know what to say. I'm just speechless every time, you know? Am I really going to do this to myself? Am I really going to put this on the internet? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4!